All right, everybody, welcome back to another market update. Today, we are doing April of 2024. So, for those kind of just tuning in here for the first time, I'm Tom Moore. I'm a realtor here in Halifax with Remax, and we do one of these every month, as well as come up with a ton of other videos on living in Halifax, pros and cons, neighborhoods, listing tours, stuff like that. So today, for those first tuning in, what we do is we basically go over the first slide, slowly explain what's going on, show you the data, and then along the bottom there, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can skip to the neighborhoods that you might be interested in. So first slide, as always, is Bedford. This little map is going to show you where we're pulling the data from. And then as we get into the actual stats, we've got total sales and days on market are our first two. For total sales, we've got 27 for March, 47 for April. And then for days on market, we've got 11 and 10. So total sales, very self-explanatory, how many sales occurred in April. Days on market is how long that property or properties generally sat on the market before they were gobbled up by an accepted offer. Showings per listing is next. We see this is how many families kind of go through. So again, we've got 7.4 and 8 in April. And then new listings, we've got 41 in March, 59 in April. So we're really getting into the high month. We're in May now, so May should have another pretty strong showing in terms of inventory. Sale price to list price percentage just stayed the same as March. We saw it at 98.7. So that's pretty balanced market right there. Anything above 100% is oftentimes we're seeing multiple offers situations. Anything below like 96, 95 generally means it's more of a buyer's market. So what this means is if you sold your house for $100 in the month of, or if you listed your house, sorry, for $100 in the month of April, you would have seen it go for $98.7. Single family monthly comparison. This is single family homes. And this is just kind of the overall price points that we're seeing in these areas. Again, in a place like Bedford, certain other areas around Halifax, you're going to see a pretty big fluctuation between home prices. So this is just to kind of give you a ballpark in terms of where things are at. So price per square foot, that's pretty self-explanatory. We saw it go up about $2 in April. And again, this is just kind of keeping us in the ballpark of what's going on. Condo monthly comparisons, same thing as single family monthly comparison, only with condos. We saw it go from 486 in March down to 405 in April. And then the price per square foot, again, same thing there. 355 in March, 392 in April. Okay, Bridgewater, about an hour and 20 minutes away down the South Shore, kind of the main city center, I guess, down there. It's not really a city, but main town center. Total sales, we saw 11. Days on market was 16. So big drop there in terms of days on market, showing a bit stronger of a buyer pool there. Showings per listing, we saw 5.3, a little bit of an uptick there from March. And the new listings obviously went up from 7 to 18 in April. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it tick up basically 1% to 96.5%. And the single family monthly comparison was at 395,000. Dropped down to 377,000. Price per square foot was at 209. It's now at 238. Clayton Park and Rockingham. Nice neighborhood out there. Total sales, we saw 27. Days on market was 4. So that's very quick right there. Usually when we're seeing 4 or 5, we're seeing a correlation in things going above asking. But here it seems to be that there was obviously some that went above asking, some that went below. Again, we're taking the averages, right? So if we had 27 sales and our sale price to list price percentage was 99.4%, we would have had some that went over, a few that went under. Showings per listing, we saw 9.4 and new listings was 31. Single family monthly comparison was at 575 in March. It went up to 713 in April. Price per square foot was at 279 in March, went up to 303 in April. The condo monthly comparison was at 425. It's now at 420. And the price per square foot was at 328. It's now at 351. Harbour, Nova Scotia, about 25 minutes to downtown. Halifax, I should say, to the waterfront. Total sales, we saw 28, up 7 from March. Days on market, we saw it drop 1 day to 5 days on market. Showings per listing was 10.3, so pretty high there. New listings was 32. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 103 to 104.5%. Single family monthly comparison was at 470,000. It's now at 515,000. Price per square foot was 290, and it's now at 267. Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and this is, again, one of our larger areas we're pulling from, and it includes both condos and single families. So total sales went up significantly to 62. Days on market was 5, big drop from 10 there in March. Showings per listing, we saw 10.6, and the new listings was up significantly from 39 to 77. Single family monthly comparison, we saw it stay the same at 530,000, and the price per square foot also stayed the same at $292. Condo monthly comparison was at 435,000, now at 415,000. The price per square foot went from $382 to $374. Downtown Halifax, we're only pulling condos for this. Not enough single family inventory to really warrant a stat. Total sales was 7. Days on market dropped from 23 to 4. Showings per listing was 4.5, and new listings was 13. We saw pretty significant movement in the condo sphere, I guess, especially on the peninsula here over the last month or two. Had a couple buyers, couple sellers, yeah, it's funny how you can really track what's gone on in those condo buildings over the last couple of years, and it seems right around this time is when sellers at least can certainly get the peak price point in several of these buildings, whereas buyers are often able to find deals a little later in the year. Condo monthly comparison, we saw 750,000 there in March and 805 in April. Price per square foot was 528. It's now 571. Eastern Passage and Cow Bay. Total sales, we saw 15, and days on market right down to 4. Showings per listing was 6.5. Pretty big decrease, actually, from 11.4 there in March. New listings, quite similar, went from 17 to 21 in April. Sale price to list price percentage was at 100.7%, dropped down to 100%, so we're still seeing a decent amount of over askings there. Single family monthly comparison was at 473. It's out at 493. Price per square foot was at 270. It's now 278. Eastern Shore and Lawrencetown, kind of our one of our cottage countries, more of the surf side of things. Total sales, we saw 4. Days on market 48, pretty significant there still. Showings per listing, we saw 3.8, down basically a whole showing, and new listings was 7. It's now at 13. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 91 to 97. So we're right into a balanced market there, I would say, on the low end. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 414, and it's now at 504. Price per square foot was at 233. It's now at 294. Enfield, Nova Scotia. So this is kind of out by the airport. A lot of new builds going on out there as well. Total sales, we saw 27. Days on market, we saw 15. Showings per listing was 6. New listings was 45. Sale price to list price percentage was 100. Single family monthly comparison was 488 in March. It went to 510 in April. Price per square foot was 256 in March, went to 248 in April. Fall River. So again, was out there. It's actually a nice little new build community coming in out there as well. Total sales was 5. Days on market was 6. Showings per listing and new listing. Showings per listing was 4.1. New listings was 9. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 97 to 98.7. And the single family monthly comparison was at 750,000. It's now at 733,000. Price per square foot was at 276. It's now at 273. Hammonds Plains and Lucasville. Total sales was 33. Days on market was 42. Showings per listing, we saw 4.9, a little bit of a decrease there. New listings was 39. However, the sale price to list price percentage went up about 1% to 100%. And we saw a single family monthly comparison move from 741,000 down to 730,000. Price per square foot went down a little bit as well, from $290 to $287. All right, now we got North End Halifax. Total sales, we saw go up pretty significantly from 10 to 25. Days on market was 17. It's now 6. Showings per listing and new listing. Showing per listing went down from 7.7 to 5.7, and then the new listings actually went up from 13 to 21. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw quite a bit of over asking going on here. Representative, obviously, of days on market. List price percentage was 98.1 in March. It's now 102.1 in April. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 850,000 in March, went down to 657,000 in April. It's funny, those North End numbers continue to tick up. I know we had a couple months there where the North End was shockingly high, if I'm being quite honest. But you know, when I think of the North End, I think right around the 6s, low 6s, high 5s. And the West End tends to be, you know, in those 7s, right? Maybe the low 8s, depending on where you're looking. Price per square foot, we saw $393. It's now at $543. The condo monthly comparison was at $465. It's now at $582,000. And the price per square foot went from $471 up $100 to $570. So that might actually be due to some of those Gottingen new builds. We've got another new pre-construction, I should say, building. Some of it's a little higher priced right on Gottingen. I don't think they're going to be done it for till 2026, maybe a little later than that. I think I'm getting that date wrong, but we did have one doing pre-con sales there a couple years back, I want to say, and they're still continuing to do them, but there's only, I think, a couple of 2 bedrooms in there, and they've been on the market for quite a while. Sackville and Beaverbank. Total sales, we saw 47. Days on market was 5. Showings per listing was 10.3 and new listings was 84. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it at 100%. It's now 103.7%. Single family monthly comparison was 510,000. Price per square foot was 281. It's now 271. Spryfield and Armdale. So again, this is, you've got a healthy mix of stuff out here. Total sales, we saw 38. Days on market was 7. Showings per listing was 7.8. New listings was 43. Sale price to list price percentage was at 99.3. It's now at 100%. Single family monthly comparison was at 568,000. It's now 580,000. Price per square foot was 296. It's now 286. Condo monthly comparison was at 420,000, went up $9,000 to 429 in April. And the price per square foot was at 357. It's now 360. South End Halifax. Kind of one of our wealthier areas, or the wealthiest area, I guess you could argue. Total sales was 16. Days on market 10. Showings per listing was 5.6, down about 1 showing. And new listings went from 14 to 16. The sale price to list price percentage went up a little bit more, from 97.4 to 98.6. Single family month comparison went up from 987,000 to 1.15 million dollars, and the price per square foot went from 508 to down to 405. Condo monthly comparison 462.5, and then 420 in April, where the price per square foot was 447 up to 555. So as always with the South End, we get a lot of people that there's a bit of a fluctuation there in the price per square foot, just because there can be some pretty old couples, right? I call that a end of home ownership neighborhood, basically, where people are moving there and they're not really moving out until it's their day, as they say. But condos, on the other hand, people get a little questionable about these. We've got condo building down there that has significant turnover because it's right beside the university. New build, smaller square footage, and relatively low priced when looking at condos, and they have lower condo fees than a lot of the older buildings on the peninsula, or strata fees, as the BC folks and some other provinces would call it. So shore stats. So this is kind of our cottage country, right? Some nice $1 million places on the ocean there, but also some cheaper spots inland. But now, depending on where you are, 40 minutes, high end, probably an hour and 15 away from the waterfront in Halifax. Total sales, we saw 12. Days on market, 11. Showings per listing was 2.9, so pretty low there. New listings, 26. Again, South Shore is actually packing a pretty good punch here when comparing with Eastern Shore. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 97.5, a little bit of a drop there from 99.2 in March. Single family monthly comparison was at 552. It's now at 377. Price per square foot was 237. It's now 287. Sydney, Nova Scotia, the capital of Cape Breton Island. Total sales was 13. Days on market was 5. Showings per listing, we saw 5.5, down a little bit there. New listings went up from 16 to 23. Sale price to list price percentage was 108 in March, down to 100% in April. That's a really high sale price to list price percentage there in March. Single family month comparison was at 237. It's now at 270, and the price per square foot went up from 168 to 192 in April. Tantallon and Hubley. Total sales, we saw 15. Days on market was 13. Showings per listing was 4.8, stayed the same. New listings was up 8 to 27. And the sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go down 0.3% from 99.3 to 99. And then the single family monthly comparison was at 630,000, now at 650,000. Price per square foot was at 299. It's at 277 now. Timberlea and Beechville, this is kind of one of our golf course areas, I guess you could say. Brunello Estates. Total sales, 26. Days on market was 5. Showings per listing was 6.6, down a couple showings. And the new listings went from 27 to 34. Sale price to list price percentage stayed the same at 100. Single family month comparison was at 606. It's now at 625. And the price per square foot went from 287 to 296. Truro, Nova Scotia, our way, divided highway. I don't know if many of you people watch these videos after seeing that Truro neighborhood spotlight, but yeah, I mean, it's a good commuter neighborhood for people that are used to doing a commute. I know a lot of people that watch this channel are from outside of the province, and an hour-long commute is quite reasonable. Total sales, we saw 10. Days on market was 6. Showings per listings 8.5, and new listings 25. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it move from 97.5 to 101.3. Single family month comparison was at 352,000 and went to 320,000. Price per square foot was 227. It's now at 209. West End Halifax. So this is I really like this neighborhood. I grew up in this neighborhood, and that's why I like it. No, it's a great place to live. Total sales, 10. Days on market, 5, pretty low there. Showings per listing was 10. New listings 19. That's pretty high showings per listings there. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 106.6 to 103.5. Again, pretty desirable neighborhood there. Single family month comparison, we saw it at 566. It's now at 745. Price per square foot was at 481. It's now at 473. Windsor, last place. This is, again, another... It's not as big as Truro, but it's another kind of nice commutable place, about an hour away, divided highway, right to the waterfront. I'd say maybe hour 10. A little less when there's no traffic. Total sales was 14. Days on market, 42. Showings per listing, 3.5. New listings, 33. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw at 95.1%. Single family month comparison was at 400,000. It's now at 520,000. Price per square foot was 272. It's now at 220. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this quick little market update there. As always, we come up with one of these a month. And yeah, if you've got any other questions about buying, selling, anything like that, feel free to reach out. You know how to get a hold of me. And if you don't, my contact is in the description below, and there's a meeting link there in the comments section as well. Other than that, everybody have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.